Students, hello students. In today's video, we will see regarding the receiver tank, FRL unit, and types of valve which are used in the pneumatic system. You are familiar with this, the construction of a receiver tank. So you see here, this is a metal tank which has inlet. So whatever the compressed air is there, it is entering the metal tank. This is the storage tank. The safety relief valve is there. The reason for providing this valve is that if the pressure excess, then this valve will come into the action and it will act as a factor of safety. Pressure gauge is there which shows the pressure of the receiver tank. Thermometer is there which shows the temperature of the internal air, and this is the shut off valve through which you can get the air outlet. This is the manhole which is used to service the internal tank, and this is water drain. Water drain is provided because as the moisture contents in the air, and after getting cooled, whatever the moisture vapors are there in air, they will settle down in the tank, and that we can drain it off through the drain plug. So this is the construction of the receiver tank. Now, what are the requirements and features of the receiver tank? So first of all, let us see what are the requirements. Air is compressed slowly in the compressor, but since the pneumatic system need continuous supply of air. Now why receiver tank is required? Because in a pneumatic system we require a continuous flow of air, while compressor delivers the air in the terms of pulsation. So in order to have the air continuous, it is stored in the tank, and from there the air is utilized for the pneumatic system. So this compressed air has to be stored. The compressed air is stored in an air receiver. The air receiver smoothens the pulsing from the compressor. It also helps air to cool and condense the moisture present in the air. As I told you that water drain plug is there. The main reason for providing water drain plug is that it will condense the moisture, and in the form of water we will get at the bottom part. And the main requirement of receiver tank is the air which we require for the pneumatic system. It is a continuous air which we require, so that is provided by the receiver tank. Now let us see what are the features of that, how it should be. The air receiver should be large enough to hold all the air delivered by the compressor. The receiver should be large in the size or sufficient as per the pneumatic actuator design. The pressure in the receiver is held higher than the system operating pressure to the compensate pressure losses in the pipe. So whatever the pressure is there in the receiver tank, it should be higher than that of the operating pressure which is used in the pneumatic system. There are losses also in the pipe, so whatever the amount of air is stored, that should be higher in terms of pressure. Also, the large surface area of the receiver helps in dissipating the heat from the compressed air. The size of tank is made up of metal. Metal is a good conductor of heat. So whatever the temperature of air is there, it will be liberated through the, you can say, the conduction of the heat. The heat will be conducted to the metal surface, and from metal surface it will liberate to the atmosphere. So this is also one of the advantage of the receiver tank, that it reduces the temperature of air as well as it reduces the moisture in the air. Generally the size of receiver depends on the delivery volume of the compressor, that how much volume it is required to deliver. So the first requirement for the selection of size of the receiver, it is delivery volume of the compressor. Second is air consumption. How much air is consumed during the operation. Second is pipeline network. If pipeline network is very small, then less air is required. Pipeline network is more congested and complicated, more air is required. Types and nature of on-off regulation. So what kind of on-off regulation is there? It depends on that also. So this is how the selection of receiver tank depends. So these are the 4 different points. The 5th point is permissible pressure difference in the pipeline. So some pipelines are working at a low pressure, some pipelines are working at high pressure. So depending on that also, the design of the receiver tank depends. So these are the points on which the receiver tank selection depends. Now filter, regulator and lubrication unit, FRL unit. This system is always used in the pneumatic system. Without this you cannot, we can say this is a air treatment device, and without FRL unit we can say the pneumatic system is incomplete. Now air leaving the compressor is hot, dirty and wet. We know that whatever the air is released from the compressor, it might be hot, it might be dirty because of the dust compensation, contamination of dirt, and contain some moisture also, which can damage the and shorten the life of downstream equipment such as valve and actuators, that is cylinder. So before this air can be used, it needs to be cleaned and lubricated, so that the life of instrument, whatever the equipment is used in the pneumatic system, it increases. So this is the, you can say, the FRL unit. And if you see the cut section, it is here. This is the drain plug of whatever the droplets or whatever particles are collected. The air enters here, and this is the filter. This is the center mounting stud on which it mounts. This is air outlet. So whatever air is passing through this filter, this is the bowl. So the air passes through the filter, and as it comes in contact with the coalescing element will reduce the temperature of the moisture, and whatever the liquid it is there, unnecessary liquid will be collected at the bottom part and it will be drained. So and the dry and clean air will be delivered out. So this is how the FRL unit works. Now let us see all these filter, regulator and lubricator one by one. Now what do you mean by filter? To prevent any damage to the compressor, the contaminants present in the air needs to be filtered out. So this is done by using inlet filter, and this can be dry or wet filter. Filter can be of dry type or wet type, it depends on the manufacturer. Dry filter uses disposable cartridge. In wet filter, the incoming air is passed through an oil bath and then through a fine wire mesh filter. So this is the filter. The use of filter is to filter the air. Dirt particles cling to the oil dropping during bubbling and are removed by wire mesh as they pass through it. So the oil droplets or dirt particles, when they crosses through the wire mesh, they are removed. In the dry filter, the cartridge are replaced during servicing. The wet filters are cleaned using detergent solution. So wet filter can be cleaned by using detergent, and dry filter are replaced by the cartridge. So dry filter cannot be cleaned out. Wet filter can be washed out and cleaned and reused. Now lubricator. What is the function of lubricator? The compressed air is first filtered and then passed through a lubricator in order to form a mist of oil and air to provide lubrication to the mating components. So here it lubricates the air. Whatever the air is, dry air is coming from the filter, some lubrication or mist of the air it adds to the air, so that it lubricates the mating components, where for example piston and cylinder. So cylinder and pistons are the mating component. So when air is passing through there, because of the lubricating mist, it will increase the life of, provide a coating of lubricating oil, so that the life of equipment increases. The main function of valve is to control the amount of oil passing through it. The oil, it is also advisable that more quantity of oil should not be passed through the oil, so through the air. So excess air also should be removed from the system. The oil drop inside the throttle zone, where the velocity of air is much higher. As this high velocity air breaks, the oil drops into tiny particles. Thus, a mist of air and oil is generated. So, by throttling action, the velocity of air is higher, and this high velocity of air break the oil drop into tiny particles, and it gets in the mist form. And as it comes in the mist form, it gets mixed with the air in order to get ready for the lubrication. The pressure difference across the chamber is adjusted by a needle valve, and it is difficult to hold an oil mixed air in the air receiver, as oil may settle down. Thus, air is lubricated during the secondary air treatment process. So that's why in FRL unit, first the air is filtered and then the air is lubricated. Low viscosity oil forms better mist than high viscosity oil, and hence ensure that oil is always present in the air. So whatever the oil is present, the presence of oil in air is necessary, because it provides the mist in the air and help in the lubrication of the actuators. Pressure regulator adjusts the control of air pressure of a system to ensure that downline components does not exceed their maximum operating pressure. For example, whatever the components are there, they are designed for the 50 bar or say 100 bar. The receiver tank pressure is beyond 100 bar, 200 bar. So if direct air is passing through it, it will damage the component. So in order to prevent the excess pressure, the pressure regulator knob is provided, which regulates the pressure for the downstream of the pneumatic system. Lubricator reduces the internal friction in the tools or equipments by releasing a controlled mist of oil into the compressed air. So this is the function of the lubricator. Now let us see the valve. What are the functions of valve? How many types of valves are there? Valves are defined as a device to control or regulate the commencement, termination and direction. So as we have seen in the hydraulic system, DCV, FCV and PCV valve. Direction control valve, flow control valve and pressure control valve are used. The direction and also the pressure or rate of flow of a fluid under pressure, which is delivered by the compressed or vacuum pump or is stored in a vessel. Valves, so here you can make the correction. This is the valves of one shot of another performance. Three main function in the pneumatic installation. What are the main function of that they control the supply of air to power unit, example cylinder. They provide signal which governs the sequence of operation. They act as interlock and safety device. So these are the different types of functions performed by the valve. Now classification of pneumatic valves. Valve available for pneumatic control can be classified into four principal group according to their function. The first is DCV valve, which we have seen in the hydraulic system, so we will not repeat the same thing. Second is FCV, that is flow control valve, again same as used in the hydraulic system. The third is pressure control valve or pressure regulator valve, which same in the hydraulic system. So these are the three different types of valve which are similar to that of hydraulic system. The fourth is non-return valve, that is somewhat different. Among the various types of non-return valves available, those preferentially employed in a pneumatic control are as follow. So there are some other types of non-return valve. So the first is check valve, second is shuttle valve, third is restrictor check valve, and the fourth is quick exhaust valve. So let us see all these valve one by one. Now check valve. The simplest type of non-return valve is the check valve, which completely blocks air flow in one direction while permit flow in the opposite direction with minimum pressure loss across the valve. So non-return valve, the function of non-return valve is only provide the flow on one direction. It does not allow the flow to flow in other direction. As soon as the inlet pressure in the direction of free flow develops a force greater than that of the internal spring, the check valve is lifted clear of the valve seat. The check in such valve may be plug, ball, plate or diaphragm type. So you can see here friends, this is a type of check valve. Suppose this is the inlet valve. So the air is flowing through this, so it will come and settle on this. It will not allow the return flow of the air. So this valve, the symbol you see, because of the pressure, this valve, whatever the ball is there, will be lifted and air will flow. As soon as the flow stop, this will come and sit on this seat. So this is the how it looks, the check valve. You can see here how the check valve is it's look like. The next is shuttle valve. It is also known as double control valve or double check valve. A shuttle valve has two inlet and one outlet. So this is very important point to be noted. Shuttle valve has two inlet and one outlet. At any one time, flow is shut off in the direction of whichever inlet is unloaded and is open from the loaded inlet to the outlet. A shuttle valve may be installed, for example, when a power unit, cylinder or a control unit is to be actuated from 2 points which may be remote from one another. So shuttle valve is used when actuator is to be operated from two different locations. So depending on that, it has two inlet and one outlet valve. So if you see the construction wise, here this is the construction wise, you can see here when X and Y are the two inlet and A is the outlet. So when air is blowing from X, this ball will come and lock the Y and air will flow from X to A. When air is flowing from Y, the ball will come and settled on this X side and it will block X side, and air will flow from Y to A. So this is the symbolic form of the shuttle valve, and this is how the valve looks. So it has a ball inside and it is designed, one inlet is here, second inlet will be on other side, and this is the outlet. So this is how the shuttle valve looks. The third is quick exhaust valve. A quick exhaust valve is a typical shuttle valve. It is again a shuttle valve. The quick exhaust valve is used to exhaust the cylinder air quickly to atmosphere. Schematic diagram of quick exhaust valve is shown in figure. You can see here, this is the quick exhaust valve. For example, when air is right now entering here, this button will be pulled, and as soon as it is pulled, the air will be immediately released from here. In many applications, especially with the single cylinder acting cylinder, it is common practice to increase the piston speed during retraction of cylinder to save the cycle time, where this quick exhaust valve are used. For example, in single acting, where return stroke we require very high, in that case the quick exhaust valve is required, so that the return stroke becomes very fast and the time is saved. So this is how the quick return valve or quick exhaust valve look like. The fourth one is two pressure valve. This valve is the pneumatic end. It is a pneumatic end valve. It is also derivative of the non-return valve. It is a type of non-return valve. A two pressure valve requires two pressurized input to allow an output from itself. So once we will see the figure, so here you can see no output, and here we has the output. It means this when this is the location where air pressure 1 is applicable, and this is where pressure 2 is applicable. So when only pressure 1 is applicable, this spindle or piston will move to the right and it will block this. So air will not flow. In second case, if pressurized air is passing through this, the entire internal spindle will move to the left and it will not allow to flow. But when pressure is applied from both the side, so when pressure is balanced on both the side, here there are chances to take the flow will take place. So when the center piston unit, or you can say the plunger or spool, the center spool is balanced by two pressure, then and then only the flow takes place. So this is a type of these are the two piston, first and second piston. So this you can see internally there will be two piston inside. So this is inlet 1, this is inlet 2, and this is outlet. So pressure 1 and pressure 2 should be balanced. So the pressure 3 we can get from here. So different manufacturers give their different look. So depending on that, the two pressure valve is utilized here. So thank you friends for watching this video. I also request you all to subscribe our channel SSIT.Gandhinagar. Thank you very much.